Mm. Okay, hey, what's up, everybody? All right, this is the Reluctant Nabi. Back again. Um, and well, I wanted to make a short presentation and do like a quick live. And basically, in this live, let me get this notification now. Um, in this live, hold on. In this live here, there was a couple of things that I wanted to bring out, a couple of things that I wanted to discuss. And one of the things I wanted to discuss is what's going to happen with my current trip coming up. All right. And I'm going to talk about some of the things that I noticed too. Hey, what's up, Roland? What's going down? Oi, to the bang. Um, so I wanted to address some things that I've been noticing, and I don't know basically what to tell y'all about it. All right. And one of the things that I've noticed is who's traveling to where. All right. And this was something that me and Charles discussed when he was alive. You got people, you got dudes that are just followers, right? And they follow just to follow. I want y'all to understand that. First, let me greet everybody real quick. Geworden haar dugu dag, ola oite bem, vossas los, bonjour mes amis, kedabawini konnichiwa, ni hao ni ama, sani bonani jumbo, herbargani, assalamu alaikum, shalom, kumusta ka, kumusta pokayo, talafa lava soy fu. Okay. And so, as we hit with this, right? What's happening is you got hustlers that's traveling. All right. So you got the content creators and then you got the hustlers. Hey, what's up, Daniel? Okay. You got the content creators and you got the hustlers, right? So you got the hustlers traveling. You got content creators who's been traveling. All right. And basically, what's going on is you also got the passport pookies, as they say. There was one dude talking about hooking up and being in with the gangsters and stuff like that. And I was like, really? Really? That's where you're going with this, right? And so there was a couple of things that I wanted to bring out. And it was based on some things that I noticed, right? One of the things is this. These are the women of the Dominican Republic, and these are women seeking dudes that they're interested in in dating, right? And so basically, Google this is off of Google, so they're public, right? So in dating, and So you got Santo Domingo in the house, and you got the Philippines. So we're going to deal with them real quick. All right. And so, oh, let me say this real quick. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button when you come on. So if y'all haven't done that yet, please do it. As you come in and do that, it will send out notification. Basically, I don't know how well it. I guess it kind of works because I'm shadow banned on my regular videos, but because y'all thumbs up immediately and y'all comment in the comment section, these videos do a little better. Okay, and of course, my PayPal, me, and Cash App will be in the description box, along with my Twitter feed and my email. All right. Now, with that said, what I'm going to be doing is documenting what's going down because I've been hearing a lot of positive and negative things. Um, and one of the things is very, very negative to me. All right, and I'll discuss that in a minute. All right. So one of the things that I heard is a complete negative, to the point where had I had the opportunity, or if it wouldn't have cost me so much, I would have canceled my trip, period, and not gone to the Dominican Republic. But I'm taking soccer ball there. I'm taking thing for the cleaning ladies at the hotel. And so basically, because it would have been, I would have taken a serious hit to cancel. All right. And so I'll get into that in a minute. But first, the one of the main reasons that brothers are traveling and getting out of the United States is to get away from the B dubs, the ABW, right? Now, here is something about the Dominican Republic. And I think the brothers traveling, us brothers traveling to these places is a big ups to them. And what we're doing is bringing all type of prosperity, but not prosperity in the sense that you may think initially. We're not talking about money. All right. One of the things that I saw, so when I was looking up representation for the DR, especially women in the DR, right, I looked specifically for Afro women. And what I noticed is you have more women now embracing their Afro-ness in the DR than before, even with Amara La Negra. All right, even with Amara La Negra. Yeah, Amara La Negra. Even with her. All right, they weren't really embracing it all that much. But when brothers start traveling down there heavily, they started to embrace it a lot, right? So this is the first thing that I noticed. You got these pics, and now you see a lot more Afro Dominicans smiling. Okay, you see a lot more of them smiling rather than the scowl. All right, because what's happening is that it is the non-Afro Dominicans that's taking all the dues as they come in, whether it's the temporary babysitters, so to speak, or the ones that's getting in relationships, right? And so the scowling, wanting to be like the BW, that's not working for Afro any women anymore. All right. And this is something that they are starting to discover the hard way. This is something that these women are starting to discover the hard way. They're like, wait a minute, right? And they could see it. and it affects them immediately. And this is the problem. This is one of the problems that Afro-Brazilian women had. Um, I commented on a dude who was talking about what's going on in Brazil, and I could tell that he hasn't traveled to Brazil. The Afro-Brazilians are still a bit brainwashed by religion, and they got that big old giant statue to remind them every day that their Jesus is white. Okay, he's a white man. All right. And so they're still in bondage in the mind, so to speak, when it comes to relationships, in that they're not really open to darker Afro men like that. Whereas all the rest of the Brazilians are, they're open to everybody. All right. And so basically, now you got the mess, right? And here's the other thing. A lot of brothers that when they travel, they start to see that the Filipinas look like the woman you see in the bathing suit. In other words, you got a lot of Filipinas that have all body types, right? And so the dudes that's just traveling to see body types, they're going to see that. So this would be the passport pookies in them. All right. But then you got the dudes that see how friendly they are, or the ease in which you have in meeting, right? And I'm talking about whether it's temporary babysitter or girlfriend or wife, even. All right. And so this is some crazy stuff going on. And in the DR, the brothers have made their presence known in the DR. All right. So believe that. The brothers have made their presence known in the DR. All right. And the brothers have made their presence known so much so that even the Caucasian men are starting to be like, oh, wait a minute. There's something going on here. Hold on for a second. Pull this up real quick. All right. Pay attention to this. All right. And this is a Simplify USMC vet. This is from a Caucasian man. Pay attention to what he has to say. Let's see if he pops up.
White men have been being passport bros for years. I mean, it's not unusual.
All right. Now, let me make this distinction. White men have had passports and they've been traveling for years. Now, let me make another distinction. Passport bros, in name only, come from Afro men from a group that named themselves that. And this is actually, well, the movie is how I'm and Al Griggs and Charles. That's and the radio show that Al Griggs had, where me and Charles went on. That's how I hooked up with Charles. But he was part of a group called Passport Brothers that was like a travel um, group where during events they had parties on the beaches in Copacabana in Brazil. Okay, so they organized parties, and the guys that organized these parties and these get-togethers for brothers to come spend their money and come to these beach parties, they were called passport bros. And so this term, so it was the parties was not as popular until Charles and myself start promoting these things. So Charles was the face of the group, but my channel, when I was promoting the group, had more views than what Charles was having. All right. And this is why you see a lot of phrases that I came up with, like the wall and the seed and and all the rest of that stuff and the significance behind. Um, this is why you see those phrases have become ubiquitous from me. However, um, because the passport bros, the brothers of the United States really aren't brothers in how we treat each other. It's still crab in the barrel. So when you see content creators and stuff, for the most part, it's crabs in a barrel. All right. And this is something that I noticed. Now, even though the Caucasians didn't call themselves passport bros, didn't make a group called passport bros, all right, and understand, and that term is kind of black, but you can put them in with this because this idea has expanded, right? I want you to listen to the rest of what he has to say. But even though they don't call themselves that, they acted more like brothers than brothers do, right? With information, it's really hard unless you come to, like, brothers can call me up. I can call or even message fresh dollar sign flyboy, the flyboy way. I can message him. DC born Rob, you can message him. Um, and I could think of maybe two other. But for the most part, most of the guys making content about traveling, about voyaging, and stuff like that, right? Everybody is fighting for the attention of people instead of acting like real bros, is because YouTube said, we'll give you a little bit of money. All you got to do is just forsake the rest of the guy. It's a competition now, right? So much so that they're trying to say Austin Holloman, who is not a passport bro, is the king of the passport bro. No, he's a content hustler, and I'm gonna give that. He. This is his hustle. All right, going to these places is a side hustle. He's not looking for anything. He's looking to make money and meet women, make money. All right. And so, and ain't nothing wrong with it, but understand the difference between the guys. Now you got the old school passport bros who, that when you get down somewhere, we will try to help you out to the best of our ability. All right. This is what white men have been doing for each other. They get this, they got something nomad, um, they give each other pertinent information if you go and look at their videos. Mine, I've been given pertinent information, but again, with the shadow banning, even when other dudes see my channel and understand it for what it is, they'll take the information and then they'll take it as if it's their own. All right. And they will not share my channel. Again, I will tell you, in all of these groups, I see a lot of people share a lot of other people's videos, but they don't share mine. But then when you go and look at the videos they're sharing conflict videos where you got one side that's conflicting with another side, and then you got this war of words and fights, right? So listen to this.
It's just when the black men started leaving and being passport bros that, oh man, they, I don't know, what is it about that? Black guys, let me know what's up with that. You guys, man, when y'all started becoming passport bros, the women freaked out, man. Whoa, they're all over the internet talking trash, man, left and right. I don't know what it is, but I'll say this: in Thailand now, the black guys are the rock stars now. When they walk down the street, man, they just flock on them. The white guys used to be the rock stars, but they're not anymore. They're the black guys.
Okay, you hear that? New shades, y'all. All right. So when you look at that, look at what he said. Again, people are watching this, they're kangs now. right? And the woman that called us the kings is the one on the far right. All right. And what we got, all right, what we got, hold on for a second. Let's see if this worked. We don't got much of anything. Hold on. We don't got much of anything to look forward to. Man, it's tree pollen. We don't have much of anything to look forward to when it comes to the B dub and all the rest of the stuff. The only thing we have to look forward to is a battle. All right. And so as this thing happened, what's happening is that a lot of dudes when they travel and they're saying that, well, this is beautiful, but not only because she's fit or whatever, or what, but the total niceness of the and femininity of these women are causing dudes to rethink the big butt and the smile. Okay, it's causing these dudes to rethink this. All right, and in the DR, another thing is happening. The Afro women in the DR are starting to, and you got more people because of the Afro brothers that's been going to the DR. You got more Afro people starting to become proud to be Afro. All right, think about that, right? More of them are identifying as Afro, and we're not talking about the Haitians. We're talking about the DR. Before they like, I'm Dominican. I'm Dominican, right? Not understanding that Spanish is a European language. All right. And so it's not a Dominican language, it's a European language. Whatever the Dominicans had was stolen from them or beat out of them or taken from them by the Spanish, and they were given Spanish. They don't even know. You might have somebody way off in some woods on this part of the island somewhere that probably remember the old language before the Spanish. All right. But maybe the old language is dead, died out for lack of use. Who knows? That's a good question for me to ask. What was the language of the Dominicans before Spanish? All right. And so when you get to it, that the B dub is not competing with this, not because they got bigger bumps, not because of that. It's the pleasant. Even when you look at them in the bathing suit and you look at the B dubs in the bathing suit, you see somebody pleasant, right? And in the DR, you see a relative pride in now being Afro because of the brothers traveling there. All right. And so the brothers are on everyone's menu. All right. Now, here is what we have to look forward to if you stay. This is the choice you have. Couldn't make this choice more stark than this. This is the choice you have as an Afro brother. You have a bunch of women that says that they're going to take your checks, your money, and your career. In other words, they are saying they want to replace you, right? The Filipino woman wants to join with you. I'm not really too sure what the Dominican one, because I haven't run across too many Dominicans. So this will be an experience for me. And I probably won't visit Sua at all. All right. But other parts like Punta Cana, I'll be in Santo Domingo. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but it'll be my first visit, and I just want to see um, spiritually if there's a purpose for me there, right? And so, if there's a purpose for me there, I'll go back. All right, and I'll explain that in a minute. All right, I'll explain that in a minute. Now, in the beginning, when I was talking about things that the thing that I really and really, if I have a bad experience with transportation, what I mean by transportation is no one trusts the taxis, but we should be able to trust the apps. And the story I've been getting is in the Dominican Republic, they one are in concert in rigging or having this thing that they do with the Uber app, right? So the Uber drivers and a lot of slick things that they do. Now, in this, in this, right? This is a problem that I had where I said that's a line because I don't want to be too inconvenienced with canceled ride after cancel because you're trying to set somebody up because you know that they're a tourist. All right. I don't like any country like that. And you get a little bit, you get people helping looking for tips. All right. You'll get that in Colombia. I don't mind that, not tip. All right, but this is something else. All right. And so while I want to get away from the B dub because of this, all right, remember, they are after your soul. Every once in a while, one of them will admit the truth of what the real ultimate goal is. And their ultimate goal is the destruction of your soul. All right. And so, what's up, Space Race Crispy? All right. And so with this, I'm gonna talk a moment. I'm gonna talk a moment about this thing. Okay. I'm gonna talk a moment about the thing with the DR. And I'm gonna talk it goes into the problem that I see. Okay. I like these sunglasses. For the record, y'all, and I think y'all should do this. Get polarized or blue reflecting glasses. If you're, especially if you're a content creator, not doing the lighting thing. Now I do this because I'm looking at a blue white screen all the time because I'm not using a camera, right? So I'm just using my computer. And with this blue white screen, the blue light is very, very bad for your eyes. So it's best to wear shades and block it off. That's why I wear shades all the time, or try to. All right. Now, with that said, oh, and again, don't forget to hit the thumbs up for those of you who just came in. And y'all already know that the donation links and take care of your family first. Y'all know that already. But anyway, with that said, so you have two problems with the DR that I was taking issue with, and it was the two reasons that was going to cause me to not go, and one was the Uber scam. So here's the thing: if you, and I'm gonna say this again, if you use Uber when your ride is connected, screenshot that. It's a negotiation tactic, and it'll keep them from pulling one over on you. So screenshot it. So, and you tell him when he says, "Where are you at?" You should, or where you're going. Where are you going? And you should write back. You should know it's in your app. Why are you asking? Right? And if they tell you to switch your payment thing, you tell them no. All right. Now here's my problem with these guys that's going. Most of the guys that's traveling to the DR are from New York. All right. This is one of the things I'm starting to see. You got a lot of people from other places, but the New Yorkers, and the reason why I say I'll tell you for myself what stuff is, because I'm gonna tell you what the mentality of a Texan, a person that lived most of the time in Texas, right, where I'm not paying New York prices for everything. So if I say something is economical, it is because I'm basing it on Texas prices, not New York prices. Because we can all agree, New York and California and even Florida are ridiculous with how much things cost, right? And so here's the other thing, because the New Yorkers are used to scamming, and all the rest of that stuff. All right, they'll tell you to deal with the scams that they're doing. Oh man, you just got to go along with it. Know what it is, but go along with it. They they'll lie to you and say this, that, and the other. Right? No, don't accept that. Don't accept anything. The reason why the Indians could come over here, put up a roach infested hotel in the middle of the hood, and charge you Holiday Inn prices is because um, black people put up with it. Brothers won't. Afro people won't, but black people will put up with it. Why? Because most of the people renting these things are renting them without IDs, credit, and stuff like that. All right. And you know what they're doing in and out of these places. Right. So when I was talking to a female one time, and she was like, "Wow, this place is really, really great, and this, that, in the hood, our hotels is this, that, and the other." And I said, "That's because you put up with it. That's why stuff is ridiculous in these places. Is because people put up with it, right?" So here's the other thing. Um, so to the Uber drivers, if all the tourists would stop putting up with their shenanigans, then they would get right and drive right. Now the Colombians, they probably tried that stuff too, and or maybe not because they understand. Well, first of all, Ubers are not really official in Colombia, right? So there's a couple of things. You sit in the front seat, right? You become friends with the driver before he even gets there. So now he's not an Uber driver taking you somewhere; he's your friend. Right? You got ID driver in Colombia too. All right. And so basically be generous and tip, right? But you don't take mess. And because people decided, well, you got to take the mess that they dish out. No, you don't. It's a nap. All right. No, you don't. And because and this is the thing, and this is why I have a hard time traveling somewhere where I know there's going to be a lot of brothers, because the thing is, I don't know who to trust of them, given how brothers are not together on anything here in the United States. And I will say it for this thing. My channel's been up for a while. Everybody pretty much knows what this channel is about. Pretty much, if you listen to me, if you followed me at all, y'all know that all the money that comes into this channel goes towards the children, not towards making me a millionaire. All right. Even my money. All right. So it's not towards making me a millionaire. Here's the thing, brothers. Here's the things. Did you notice that you got people like Fresh and Fit and all the rest of the people that make those kind of argument shows, and people will give hundreds and hundreds of dollars, right? And those people with that mentality are the people that are also traveling. Now, Brother Elijah, when he came down, he went to the favela, he went to the NGO. Even Frankie did the same thing. Uh, I wonder if Texas Marine ever came to. No, he didn't. But Frankie, he did the same thing. Now he wasn't going to go near the favela, so um, no, he did. He did go into the favela. He did. He went with Selma. So we took him to the Selma where the NGO started, right? All right. But the difference between Frankie and Brother Elijah is Brother Elijah donates regularly to this channel to help the cause. And he specifically donates particularly to this channel, not because of me, but because of the cause. So he's a cause donor, not an entertainer donor. You see what I'm saying? You got Brother Roland, all of y'all here, all of y'all, right? And I'm mentioning this is because all of y'all have donated to this channel for the cause. And some of y'all was so specific that y'all was like, make sure this don't go to the BAW. Keep it out of this, that, and the other. Make sure it stays world. And I was like, no, it's going to stay like that. Because why am I going to help the enemy be my enemy? Remember, at the end of the day, their ultimate goal is to take our soul. Right? And so why deal with somebody that want to take your soul when you got somebody now advertising for you, wanting you to come to their country, date them, and perhaps marry them? We got one saying, I'm going to take your money, your cash, your life when Pookie and Ray Ray get out of jail, but primarily I'm going to take your soul. Because they don't need no man in the United States. All right, so you got one group saying we need men, and then you got the B-dubs that say they don't need no man. They crying for us now, but they're crying for our resources, not us. I feel this way about a lot of the countries in Africa. All right, I told y'all if I go to Africa, it's two countries. It's not going to be Ghana. It's going to be Eswatini and or Uganda. All right. But for the most part, it is what it is, right? And this is the legacy that's being left. This is the legacy that's being left. Now, here's the thing. I travel for a purpose, right? And so if I can't find a purpose there, or if there's a purpose there, but people are just too scandalous to deal with it, I won't go back. This will be my only trip there. All right. Things are not going well in Brazil. All right. They got political upheaval, this, that, and the other. You know why I love Brazil? You know why I love going to Brazil? Because people appreciate your purpose. All right. All the way out down to the gangsters. Appreciate your purpose. When you say you're going to take care of your children, the only ones that don't is, again, the melanated, the Afro-Brazilian. Right? They are really, really difficult. Not impossible, but they are really, really difficult to hook up with. The Afro-Brazilians. The non-Afro-Brazilians, much easier time. Much easier time. All right. And the darker, the more difficult. All right. And so this is the legacy of Brazil, and it's because of the policies they had since 1920. Now, with that said, even with that, because my whole thing wasn't about smashing as many women as I could. There was a purpose to that. I found that a purpose in Brazil and in the Philippines and in Colombia. So this is why the Philippines. I just know a lot of women from the Philippines. Not know a lot of people from the Philippines. All right. And in Colombia, there is a purpose, and I found that out by going there. So now I go there, and I'm happy to go there, and I've made a lot of friends there. And y'all know how it is. It's Colombia is to the point that that now here's the thing, and this is the difference: the Afro Colombianos are proud of their Afro heritage, right? And they braid my hair for nothing, for free. And they will complain if I go to somebody else and get it done. All right, back and forth, right? And then I have to tell them, no, I'm gonna share my time with everybody, right? And the two ladies that braid my hair, I like them, but I'm wise enough not to mess unless I could pick one for some reason. I wouldn't mess with the both of them. It'd be too much mess. All right. And so and if they were in agreement, that's another story, but it's all or none or one and none. All right, that's my thing. But with that said, and these are some of the differences. And so when I go here, this is why I said I'm gonna give you the real. All right. The thing is, right off the bat, now Uber may have solved that problem because I was looking at the research done as much as 5 years ago. I mean, not 5 years, 5 months. So 5 months ago, Uber could have changed things. And with the guys leaving the DR and going to Thailand. All right. And now here's the thing with these groups. And this is why I don't call them passport brothers, because they don't act like brothers, but they are a group. All right. And so they'll go as a group to the DR, go as a group to the Philippines, and then wherever the next stop is, say somebody say, oh, we're going to go to Laos. And then next thing you know, you have a group of dudes going going to Laos and stuff like that. And so they're not traveling specifically for a purpose. And a lot of the brothers that travel for a purpose to the Philippines end up staying in the Philippines. You got dudes that travel to Thailand for a purpose, end up staying for that purpose. With that white dude at the beginning, okay, they stay. The white dudes go stay, set up shop. Other Caucasian dudes come in there. They hook them up. They even hook brothers up with knowledge. All right. You know who you can't get knowledge from? Straight knowledge, straight help on the best way is other dudes. They'll tell you in a video. All right. So long as they making money off of it. Caucasians tell you just and they tell you this is why they are able to go someplace. Hey, what's up there? This is why they are able to go someplace, and then other older guys are able to go right behind them, and guys are able to go right behind them, right? And for those of you that know, if you come to Brazil, I meet you at the airport or try to on your first visit. In Colombia, I met everybody that came down there that I was the cause of them coming. I went and met them at the airport, made sure they were straight on where to get money. The systems are different for you in Colombia than it is in Brazil. In Colombia, I wouldn't get money from the airport or anything. I would get it out of the ATM machine. I would pay the ATM fees, but that's basically all you would have to pay, depending on your bank, right? In Brazil, your best bet is the guys at the airport, but I would have to show you who and stuff like that, and I would have to give you knowledge at first, right? So you would need to know the exchange rate. And then from there, you negotiate, you barter, right? Your bartering is the best deal you're going to get in Brazil. Now, because they done set the bank machines up with an additional fee of 15% of which you're going to withdraw. Understand that 15%. All right, it's not even worth. If you withdraw $200 worth of Brazilian reals, it's going to cost you 40 extra dollars. No, that's not worth it. So your best bet is to bring cash and wheel and deal. All right, and so this is the information that brothers should be giving to other brothers. They should not only bring cash, but where to go, this, that, and the other. And it's hard to really the cohesion between brothers is not the same as it used to be when Charles was around, and we had more cohesion as brothers, right? I'll see brothers traveling in Colombia and they'll walk by right by. We know we from the U.S., but I'll be like, okay, whatever. Groups, right? I'll be like, hey, what's up? They're like, hey, all right. And this is what I'm saying. This is the caliber of travelers that you have now, and it is not the same. All right. And this is why, if you're just going to travel, it's best. Hey, what's up, Lord Vader? It's best to hook up with dudes that are traveling for the purpose of retiring somewhere, because they're going to have all that research in like that. The other thing is that when you go down in these groups and stuff like that, you got a lot of idiots in these groups that mess things up, that do things, that can't hold their drinks, and this, that, and the other. It's good to go in small groups, but leave it really, really small group. All right, like friend group. Make sure they're your friends. Not, hey man, we just all want to meet from you. Like, so there's a relationship like Rasan, like uh Eliab, like a lot of the brothers, a lot of you here, brother Roland, because I know he's going to be traveling. A lot of the traveling brothers on here, so we're good at meeting. All right, but just to travel with a travel group, that's starting to be bad news, because a lot of the people in these groups are scammers. Some are just content creators, so understand that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But understand, they're just trying to make content, and so they're not going to be interested in the history. They're not going to be interested in how to navigate, because their interest is getting to the next spot to keep their videos going on YouTube. All right. And so even with me, I will start a separate channel. Especially when I go to the Philippines, of video documenting, and it's not going to be the shaky cam. Oh, look at me. And I'm gonna have it so that y'all can really get a gander and of what things are. What's up, young boy 24? All right. And so it is what it is. I really want to get to the Philippines. One, because of the people I know there, but because, like no other, they are the ones that not only did they stand up for themselves, and not only are they standing up for themselves, the women of the Philippines, all right, but they are standing up for the brothers too. All right. And I don't care who you are, right? I'm gonna have a problem with you if you say we should support the woman that's saying they're going to take our soul and they don't need us versus the woman that are standing up for Afro men because they don't like themselves being lied on, and they're saying, okay, and these brothers, y'all ain't going to lie on them either. You see what I'm saying? And so in the end, these women that want to take our finances, our children, and our souls, and that don't need no man. What's up, Cornelius? That don't need no man. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up for those of y'all just came in. These women that don't need no man, right? I don't have nothing to do with them. All right. They're telling you, they're warning you that they're after your soul. They're after everything you have. They want you utterly destroyed to the point where they are rejoicing at your deletion from this plane. They rejoice when you pass. All right. That's another level of maliciousness, maleficent, malfeasance. All right. That's a whole nother level. All right. So I want y'all to understand this. Um, so when I go there, um, I'll be going day after tomorrow. I'll let y'all know what's up. All right. I'll give y'all details. And brothers, if you notice, I'm able to do this live because I found, and I'm gonna probably give you some insights on some of the stuff that I found to use. But I found an extender or a booster that boosts the signal, and this is why my live was a lot less interrupted. All right, so we'll discuss that once I get into. I might do one more tomorrow if I get packed up good early, because I gotta leave early on the 1st. Okay, so with that said, I'm gonna be out. All right. Oh, Africa, the continent is, but you got to be careful of the country. So I'm looking at Eswatini. I'm looking at all the conservative countries that's against the CNN trying to bring that alphabet stuff into their country. Those are the countries I would go to, right? And that's why I'm looking at. I would look at Zimbabwe, Gambia, all the stuff that's not taking that. All Putin said it. The degradation of the United States. What the United States have become under this Democrat um, uh, left-leaning media. And this isn't just recent. This isn't just Biden administration, but this left agenda, all right, has utterly destroyed every iota of what the country used to stand for and its relevance in on the world stage. All right. And even people are looking to the U.S. in disgust. The only people that's not in disgusted with all the garbage that's going on are the people in the U.S. from only one side of that spectrum. All right. And this is why you leave, because remember, there are more women than men. And when people are catering to their feelings, you got nothing but utter destruction. And they can't figure out why brothers want to leave. That's on them. So yeah, there's 54 countries in Africa. I would look into the more conservative ones, the ones who are not aligned with the US. That's what I would do. The ones that are not aligned with the US is going to be your best bet. All right. So with that said, people, I'm out. Peace, love, and soul. I will holler at y'all. If I have enough time, I will holler at y'all tomorrow. Yeah, the more the BWs talk, the closer they're bringing us to the Filipina. And the more the BW are talking, the closer the relationship between the Filipina and the brother becomes. All right. So, with that said, I'm out. Don't forget, my donation links is in the description box. Make sure you take care of yourself and family first. My PayPal me and my Cash App. Don't forget the thumbs up, and don't forget to share the video if you can. All right. So with that said, I'm out. I will holler at y'all later. Um, I gotta clear off my bed. I was getting my stuff together that I'm packing and take with me. And so peace, love, and soul, y'all. I'll holler at you. Thank you all for stopping by. Hey, Mr. Pirate Bang. All right. I might do a little short thing tomorrow. It'll be in late afternoon probably. All right. So peace, y'all. I'm out.